Awesome. Okay, everyone, welcome to our Tuesday night Redox Talks. My name is Nicole Dennis, and we're just going to share about some experiences that people have had with these incredible breakthrough products. They've had a massive impact on my life. I, had a lot of energy deficiency issues before I started taking ASEA. So this is just where we come together and be able to share that. So you might be able to want to share this information from tonight with someone that you know who has a health challenge or is interested in some of this information that we are sharing this evening. All right. So today we have, we're going to be talking to Sharon Waters, who's been with ASEA since January of this year. And Sharon has done a lot of really amazing things in her life, including holding the title of Australia's strongest woman. She has achieved a lot of incredible things in her life. She had some really great breakthroughs with this product, and then she's helped a lot of other people have some really great breakthroughs. So we're just going to have a bit of a chat about some of the things that she has seen and how that's helped her transform her life and other people who have been able to transform their lives as well. So Sharon, do you want to just share a little bit about what ASEA has done for you? I think some people on the call have probably heard your story, but maybe not everyone has heard the story of what the molecules did for you.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. So to be really candid and truthful, the last couple of years were pretty horrendous health-wise for me, and probably nobody would have known because we're good pretenders as strong women. However, at the end of last year, I was really, really sick, and I got to a point where I actually thought to myself that this is now dying. This is the decline to dying. I just wasn't getting better. It didn't matter how many supplements I took. I just wasn't getting well, and I didn't know how to fix myself. There's a lot of different things that were happening in my body, but I just really couldn't get well. I saw a friend pop up on Facebook, Miriam, my crazy healing friend, Miriam. And I hadn't seen her for quite some time, and I sent her a message just telling her I bloody missed her a lot. And she responded, and we got on a call and we just started chatting just normally. And she mentioned these molecules. She said, I do these oils and I've got these molecules. I go, what are you talking about, the molecules? And so I said, I don't understand what you're saying, but it sounds like I need to know about this. Can you get me on a call with somebody? Who owns this product? So we started talking. Anyway, I got on a call. I had a discussion with Nicole and Justin. It sounded really interesting, and I needed something desperately. I really probably didn't think that I probably didn't think that it would do a great lot, but I was willing to try it. It had a funny feeling about it, and I hadn't heard about it. And normally I would have heard about those things being in the industry, and I hadn't heard about these molecules at all. So I did a bit of research. I'm one of those people that has to research everything. Don't do that. I just advise you, don't do the research, just try the product, because at some point you've got to put the product in your body. So you can tell when people say I need the research, just put it in your body. That'll be enough research for you. So I got the molecules, and we actually only had the Renew Gel in Australia. And so I got a business pack of the Renew Gel, put the gel all over me. I just went on my face, on my chest. It was an automatic thing that I put it on my chest because I've had breathing issues since I was 6 years old. So one of the biggest things, I've had a few other issues, but the main thing was that I couldn't breathe from the age of 6, and I have been on medication my whole life, and I've been in and out of hospital, died a couple of times, brought back to life, had some big hurdles to get over. I still pursued a career in sport, but it wasn't pleasurable at all. I was always looking for my next breath, and I had to concentrate every single day on how to breathe. I relied on medication. I just couldn't seem to get off it. I did throw all of the heavy drugs out about 10 years ago, but there was still some drugs that I couldn't get rid of, because if I didn't take them, I couldn't breathe, and I'd end up in hospital, and they would pump me with a whole heap of stuff in there, which I wasn't fond of. So I was on the decline, put the molecules on, And that night I had some funny little flutters go on in my heart was like a little bit fluttery. I thought, oh, that's interesting. And the next day, same thing. I still took medication for a week, and then about a week and a half, from putting the gel on 2 or 3 times a day, I actually had no idea what I was doing or why I was doing it. I just knew that I should do it. I felt like I didn't need to take medication. So I just didn't for this particular day. And that would have been the first day in 42 years that I hadn't put medication in my body. An interesting thing occurred from there is I broke out in spots. Like I had itchy spots, drove me insane. I was itching and I knew whatever I was putting onto my body was bringing out toxic waste. It's the only thing that it could have been. I wasn't allergic to the gel or anything like that. It was just everywhere and I could feel it just coming out. From that point, the days went by and I didn't take medication. And I actually, I'm such a skeptic of all sorts of things, such a conspiracy nut. And I just thought, it's placebo. I'm doing this placebo thing. I'm convincing myself. And so this is just probably a little funny story that I might like to throw in, Nicole, is I had burnt one of my plants in the house. It was an indoor plant and I put it outdoors for some reason and the sun burnt it and it had these big burn welts in it. And so I thought to myself, well, if these molecules, if they're what they say they are, the plant doesn't know, right? So I put these big blobs of the Renew gel on the plant. And sure enough, within a week and a half, they had plumped back up to healthy leaves again. And it was fascinating. I've just gone, this is too much. So not all the leaves, but only the 2 leaves that I put it on had plumped back up and the burn had gone out of the leaf. It started to become dark green again. So it was really fascinating. I knew that there was something, so magical about whatever was in this gel. And the way I felt, for the first time in 42 years, to be able to take a breath and not worry about it, to be able to just breathe in and breathe out and not have the wheeze, not have to deal with, huge chest infections all the time. And saying that, I've got a little bit of a chesty thing going on now, but what tends to happen in the past, and these are just probably really good things to ask people when their body's detoxing and healing, the mucus and stuff wants to come out all the time. So you go through these different healing processes. And so this week my lungs are a bit yucky, just getting rid of some stuff. But in the past, I would have been in bed for a week. And I just woke up this morning, had a bit of a cough, got rid of some stuff, and I feel right as right. I don't feel sick. I don't feel ill. I just feel like my body's expelling the dirt, the muck. So I feel like my healing process, I was on drugs for 42 years. And so I feel like there's at least 42 months of healing that has to go on minimum to get back to good. Like I was so degenerative. So, the minimum that I would do on this product as a test would be 42 months.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. That's like very naturopathic philosophy, a month for every year of healing for every year that you had a challenge. But like when I had lung issues growing up as well, and it's usually when you get a cold or something, when you've had that issue, it's bad, right? Like you don't just get a cold like other people get a cold. You get a chest infection, it goes on and on and on, and it becomes like a big thing every time you get anything on your chest.
Yeah, it's normally massive, and I'm normally, got a fever, a temperature. It's horrible. I just want to have a headache. Like I'm usually I'm flushed, but I'm not. I just woke up. I went, got a bit of a tickle. And I said, that's interesting. So it's, I feel, I think sometimes I want to talk about the side effects of this product, and there's no bad ones, except that you are much more aware in life. You tend to think clearly. My body, I'm not tired. I don't get tired. So previously, as an athlete, I had to have nano naps in the afternoon before I'd train. And I couldn't nano nap if you paid me right now. I can't even go to bed at night. Like, I'm up until 1, 2 in the morning, like having a great old time doing spreadsheets. You know, I'm having, like, it's just like I am a new person. If you had known me, you know, a year ago, you would not know that I'm the same person. And yeah. Sorry.
That's amazing. It's amazing to have that transformation from.
And I didn't expect that, but when you really, I wish everybody could get really in tune with their body when they go through this process. And I have had detoxes before. I've done, you know, some crazy diets and all sorts of things have happened. So I'm quite aware of my body's functions. I think that the toughest thing when you take people through this journey is they usually will have a detox. And if they can just hang on through that detox phase, not everybody does, but the people that do, if they can just go through it and keep going through it until they come out the other side, that is the best place they could ever be when they get to the other side of that. And I still feel like I'm having some, you know, another level and another level, another level. So I feel like it's kind of going through my body and working in different places each time. So even like some of the things that have happened. So I put the gel on for my lungs. That was where my major issue was. But the other thing, I've been walking around in bare feet, which I could never do before. I had really severe bone issues in my toes. And as a bodybuilder, you do calf raises. I couldn't stand on my toes for the last 5 years. Now I'm walking around, I can walk around on my toes. Like, people think I'm mad, but that's okay, because it's all about, you know, how I feel about what's happening to me and the, you know, the side effects of taking the water, drinking the water now and using the gel. It's only been 10 months, not quite 10. It's only been 9 months that I've been using the product, but just massive transformations in all different areas. My vision is very different. Like, I can see a lot clearer. My feet don't hurt as much. The inflammation has gone in my face. So I used to have really, you know, big bags over the top of my eyes, and now you can see the lids of my eyes. Just a lot of different things have occurred. There's probably things I haven't even noticed. At the very beginning, one of the things that did happen is my skin got extremely dry. And I just put that down to the transition, the transformation, and getting rid of the drugs out of my body.
Yeah, like, yeah, there is a cleansing process as you go through the cellular renewal. There's definitely a cleansing process. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the body.
Digestion is different.
What's going on with your digestion?
So I always had severe, when you use the types of medication that I use for a very long time, really plays havoc with your gut. And it really feels like your insides are rotting and you get very bloated. Your gut flora is all wrong, really damaged on the inside. So I felt within the first month that had changed really quickly. And, you know, even things like your bowel movements are different. And I know it can't work everywhere all at once, but I felt like massive changes in lots of different parts of my body.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect that at all. I didn't actually know what to expect. But I have used so many different supplementations over the years, and there were different health diets that I did. I used to work for a natural cancer centre 10 years ago, and I would go through the natural therapies with the cancer patients, and I'd go on their diets and their supplements, and it made a difference. Lots of good things happened to my body, but I never, ever could fix the breathing issues. This is the first time that I've ever been able to get off medication. It's massive. It's really massive.
Huge things. Been medicated for 42 years and then to come off medication. That's incredible.
Yeah. And I think you've obviously I changed some things, but at the beginning, you know, when you first start something new, you go, oh, well, I'll go on a diet and I'll do all this. I was heavy. I'm still about 15 kilos, you know, heavier than I need to be. I didn't change my food at all. So someone with breathing issues, you know, you're really supposed to watch your food. I was in a pretty dark place at that time, and I really wasn't looking after myself because I was so unwell.
Mm.
And you just get to a point where you just don't care. And so I was eating pizzas and rubbish and, you know, things that I wouldn't normally eat. When I started to use the ASEA, I didn't change anything because I wanted to see what it did if I just left everything the same. So it was just a little test that I did. I thought, well, if it's any good, I'll just let everything, you know, just eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and see how it goes, instead of going, oh, all healthy and not know what's happening. I just used that product. That was the only thing that I did differently for a period of time.
Yeah.
To see what happened. So
you, like, because of your backgrounds and because, you know, you've been like an elite athlete and things like this, you've also, like, you've worked in the health industry before, you've helped other people have like body transformations in terms of, you know, particularly like building muscle and body sculpting and that type of thing, right? Like, or bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding. So you have been exposed to a lot of things being in that industry. I know bodybuilders, they take a lot of products normally to be able to.
Way too many.
Yeah, yeah. And but what have you seen? Like, because you've seen like people transform their body in that kind of a way, right? To have, like, you know, these sculpted bodies. But what have you seen that's different with ASEA from the way that you've been able to help people have body transformations before?
Well, I think
that's really interesting because you help people transform.
Yeah, I've transformed a lot of bodies over the years, and, you know, had people where they've lost 50 plus kilos, and we did that just with food and supplementation. But what you find is a lot of people will just put all that weight back on again because their body's not right on the inside. And you know that it's not, but you don't know how to fix that. You know, as a transformation coach, you don't always know the health aspects of it and what they need to do. So the first thing I've noticed for people is their body balances with ASEA. Their body starts to balance itself out. That's the easiest way that I could describe it. Is I think Tiani might be on the call tonight, and Tiani, she won't mind if you won't mind if I talk, do you, T, about the different things that happen to you? So Tiani started at the same time as I did, and she had quite a roller coaster of a journey. But what I noticed immediately was her red face became calm, like her blood pressure lowered quite quickly, and she looked vibrant. So there was some really interesting things, and it, you know, definitely go through a roller coaster, but the insides get balanced. There's a calmness that happens on the inside when the body starts to heal, and you just know that you're in the right place and you've got the right things inside your body. So even though I haven't done any physical transformations for anyone, as in body sculpting or resculpting their bodies this year, I haven't done any of that this year. I love the fact that I can take people and get them at a cellular level first and do a healing first and a balance inside the body first before I throttle them in the gym, right? Before I put them on a tough, you know, food plan or, you know, a hard training program. Because what you do when you put somebody on a program, you push them, you push their boundaries, and you challenge their body, and you really, you know, pushing your body to an extreme place. And if your body's not well, it's just going to continually break on the inside. So it's a beautiful thing that I've got these products. And next year, I think I mentioned it on the weekend to you, next year I'll do a proper transformation program for people where they do, you know, minimum 3 months of ASEA at the beginning of a transformation so that their body can balance, and then they can start doing other work on their body. Because so important. Until you get this inside you don't realize how important it is to calm your body down on the inside.
Yeah.
You don't realize. I didn't even realize that I was so highly stressed out, so inflamed on the inside until I wasn't.
It's true, because you just learn to adapt and live with it.
Yeah, you live with the pain. And so Tiani's had a massive transformation. Even Stuart's had a huge transformation. Like, people are having, Andrea, who has just joined Asia recently. She had blood pressure issues her whole life, and they've just gone to normal in the last few weeks. Like, so there's some really amazing things that happen. I really sometimes get very humbled and hard to believe that, every day I struggled for a breath, and I just learnt to live like that, and I didn't have to. I really didn't have to, but I didn't know anything else. And my conviction is really big. It's huge. And like, I'm a bit forceful, as you know, right? And it's like, you need this stuff. You get this stuff into you. It's like, and people say, I can't afford it. Well, you can afford to die? I don't think you can. Like, get it in. So I have no fear of what people think of me, or, whether they love me, hate me, or, whatever it may be. But I think people need to have this on so many different levels. It's just a freaky thing. It's amazing.
And have you, you've started, you haven't been on the nutritional products that long, have you? Have you noticed anything with those yet? I didn't even ask you about that.
Yeah, nearly 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
So definitely even more vibrant. My energy levels are higher again. I've been on a diet, I won't say diet, but, good eating plan for the last 5 weeks, and, dropped a few kilos, which is nice, without, really minimal exercise, couple of days, couple of training sessions, couple of cardio sessions, nothing really, not like I would normally train as a crazy person. Just movement, really. So I definitely rate them very highly. I haven't had any, with in the past, you take vitamin supplements, and they will repeat on you if they're not right. You'll taste them. So there's none of that. Like, I feel like it just really gets into the body quite quickly. So really good. I think they go hand in hand. I feel like definitely makes a difference when you feel a little bit out of sorts or unwell. Like, I've got a little bit of a chesty thing going on, getting rid of some more rubbish, but I feel great. Like, I could just do anything normally. Whereas previously I would be having hot flushes, want to lie down, have a headache, horrible stuff. So, and I think, there's some other things that happen to people when they take this product, and you definitely, your intuition strengthens. I think there's some really important things that happen, maybe even on a spiritual level for some people. Like, you really get in tune with yourself. You really know who you are and what you stand for, what you're here for, and what you want to do in this life. I think there's some really cool things that happen. I like a bit of woo-woo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love a bit of woo-woo. So I've had a really great journey. Probably the other side effects that I've had from using the ASEA products are all the amazing people and great relationships. I think, sometimes these are the best places to make great friends. And you never know who you're going to meet in this type of business. You never know who you're going to meet at events. And it's a really good way to get yourself back into life. Like, I was really, really broken, and I didn't want to face the world. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to deal with people. I didn't want to be the weakest woman in the world again out in public. Like, I was hiding away from the world. Like, it was, if anyone had have seen me, they just would have gone, who are you? I felt like a fake and a phony. And now I feel like I'm strong again. Not necessarily the same strength in body, but definitely in mind. I feel like I've got my attitude back. I've got, I feel like I'm a strong, powerful woman again, or ready to take on the world. There would be no possible way I could have done that last year.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's got worked on really that emotional level as well.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah. We hear a lot of reports that people just feel happier, uplift in mood. for people that suffer from a challenge where they have the opposite to that, without mentioning medical names.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, so you're also obviously building a team and building an ASEA business. Share a little bit about like your passion for that, because you've like had a little bit of involvement in this industry before. So yeah, what's the difference with ASEA?
I think one of the big things for me is the integrity of the company. So I really probably wasn't ready to do another business. I wasn't looking for another business. I just wanted to get well. But you kind of can't help yourself when you see great things and meet great people. So it was important, some of the things, it was important when I spoke to you that you gave me all the answers that I needed. You're really laid back and easy to speak to. When I flew up to Queensland, that was when I really decided that I would run with the business. When I met the founders of the company, the CEO, when we did the fly-in and met them personally, sat down for lunch with Dr. Ward, there were some really great things, just very humble people that are on a mission in life. And so you can align your mission with their mission, and it can go hand in hand. So I don't want to own the company, but I want to run my mission alongside of their mission. And it feels good. It's a nice synergy. Building a team, I just want to get all the people that I know have struggled over the years, people that I've worked with. I've had some amazing people in my body challenges in the past, and I know that they're not 100%. They've had great results, transformed their bodies, but there's still things missing and they need to rejuvenate. So I love it when, I can build a team and a community. So I really love the community side of it and bringing people in. Some will stay, some will go, that's just how it rolls most of the time. But I love locking people into a beautiful community and a team environment where, people get supported, the same amount of support and challenge.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Oh, excuse me.
Am I boring you?
No. Dustin was up in our room packing until 1 a.m.
Yes,
so.
I can imagine.
Because he left for the Philippines today, so
awesome.
Just a little bit underslept. Usual. So does anyone have a quick question for Sharon? Thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing your insights with us and, a bit further along on your journey than when I last spoke to you, that's for sure, with the product. So it's great to hear how that's developed as well. Does anyone have a quick question for Sharon before we close off for the evening?
Yeah, I've got just a quick one. Just Sharon, how much were you taking of the ASEA beverage, the supplement, in the beginning, and have you changed how much you're taking now?
I have experimented with it, and at the beginning, because we had to have it shipped in from America, I only had one box at first, so I was being a little bit sparing, but I would have had probably 2 to 250 mils a day, because I just got it. Like, I realized that, oh my God, that's amazing. Now I have 200 to 300 mils a day. And if I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear, for whatever reason, or stressed, I might have half a bottle. But I just feel like I can go up and down. There was one day when I only had 100 mils and I was great. So I usually do it morning and night. So I wake up in the morning. I always, when I get out of the shower in the morning, I'll always put the gel all over my face, all over my neck, all over my chest. And I'm putting it on I've got a couple of little skin tags that I want to see if they drop off. So I'm just putting it on little spot areas. I put it on my feet originally because I just tried everywhere. And then I stopped putting it on my feet. So only occasionally I put it on my feet. But I just think about it as a little bit like reflexology. It's probably a really good place to put it, on the bottom of your feet to get it in there. So I love the water, but I really love the gel. The gel changed my life first. So I owe it to the gel first and foremost. And then the water just enhanced all of that and started to work on the insides.
Well, as a reflexologist, I would say you should be putting it on your feet every day.
I know, right? I know.
And
I
I'm
think
with you. I was a Renew 28 user and had great results. So
yes.
big believer in the gel. But yeah, definitely on feet at night is fantastic. I know for a lot of people it really helps them to sleep.
Yeah. I've heard that too. A lot of people put it on their feet to sleep, which is awesome.
The calming thing. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing. So cool. All right. Well, next week, don't forget, is our very special webinar. So it's going to be great to invite guests along too. So get them the details of next week's webinar to bring them along. So I'm going to do a little bit of an overview of the redox. We're going to have Sally and Lorna come on and just really share as health professionals, so very credible health professionals, what the redox has done for them, what they've seen it do in their practice. So it'll be a great way to introduce people to the redox. Also a great way if you've got any health professionals of any sort to come along and have a listen to that webinar as well. So I hope to see a big crowd there next Tuesday night. So thank you once again, Sharon, so much for your time.
Thanks for everything.
Thanks for running our training call as well. I really appreciate the support when I'm home alone. It's just a little bit challenging around that baby bedtime and everything. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Let's rock it out for the rest of the year and, set ourselves up for an awesome 2019. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great call.